Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fleet Command as we continue with the reference materials. Today, we will be going over the United Kingdom platform. So, starting with the submarine classes. The Trafalgar class nuclear-powered submarines. Publication Jane's Fighting Ships Section Attack Submarines SSN. Country United Kingdom. Title, Trafalgar Class Batch 1 SSN. Specifications, displacement 4,740 tons surfaced, 5,208 tons submerged. Length, 280.1 feet. Beam, 32.1 feet. Draught, 31.2 feet. Speed, 32 knots submerged. Complement, 130, of which 18 are officers. Main machinery, nuclear, 1 RR pressurized water reactor. 1, I guess. RRPWR1, 2 GEC turbines producing 15,000 horsepower or 11.2 megawatts, powering 1 shaft, pump jet propulsor with a 2 WH Allen turbo generators, 3.2 megawatts, 2 Paxman diesel alternators producing 2,800 horsepower or 2.09 megawatts, 1 motor for emergency drive, and 1 auxiliary retractable prop. Whoop. Armament Electronics, missiles, sub-launch cruise missiles, Tomahawk Block 3 from 1998. Surface-to-surface missiles, UGM-84B sub-Harpoon Block 1C, active radar homing, 70 nautical miles at Mach 0.9. Torpedoes, 5 21-inch, 533mm bow tubes. That's actually interesting. Normally I see even sets of tubes unless there's, like, you know, 1 tube in back. Spearfish, wire-guided torpedoes with active passive homing to 14 nautical miles at 70 knots. Excuse me. Attack speed, 55 knots. Tigerfish, Mark 24 Mod 2, wire-guided torpedo with active passive homing to 7 nautical miles at 35 knots active. 15.7 nautical miles at 24 knots passive, 20 reloads. Mines can be carried in lieu of torpedoes. Countermeasures, decoys, 2 Mark 8 launchers. Type 2066 and 2071 torpedo decoys. ESM, recall UAP for passive intercept. Radars, navigation, Type 1007, operating in the I-band. Sonars, Type 2007 or 2072, hull-mounted flank array, passive. Type 2020 or 2074 or 2076, hull-mounted passive active search and attack. Type 2026 or 2046, towed array, passive search, very low frequency. Type 2019 Paris or EMI 2082, passive intercept and ranging. Type 2077 short range classification, active. 7 submarines are active: the Trafalgar, the Turbulent, Tireless, Torbay, the Trenchant, the Talent, and the Triumph. Here we can see a picture of one on the surface with her, at least some of her masts extended. And here is the 3D model. Surface ship classes, starting with the Invincible class carrier. Publication Jane's Fighting Ships, Section Aircraft Carriers, Country United Kingdom. Title Invincible class CVS. Specifications, displacement 20,600 tons full load. Length 685.8 feet. Beam 118 feet. Draught 26 feet including screws. Speed 28 knots. Range 7,000 nautical miles at 19 knots. Complement 685, of which 60 are officers, plus 366, of which 80 are officers for aircrew, plus up to 600 Marines. Main machinery, combined gas and gas, 4 RR Olympus TM38 gas turbines producing 97,200 horsepower, 72.5 megawatts sustained, powering 2 shafts. Armament Electronics, missiles, SAM, Sea Dart twin launcher, radar, semi-active radar guidance at 21.5 nautical miles at Mach 2, 36 missiles and limited anti-ship capability. Guns, 3 20mm Mark 15 Vulcan Phalanx on DRO-7, 6 barrels per mount, firing at 3,000 rounds per minute to 1.5 kilometers. 3 30mm 7-barrel Gatling Goalkeeper guns on hull numbers R5 and R6, firing at 4,200 rounds per minute to 1.5 kilometers. 2 20mm Gambio-1 with up to 55 degrees elevation, firing at 1,000 rounds per minute to 2 kilometers. Countermeasures, decoys, 8 CNAT 6-barreled 130mm and 102mm dispensers, Prairie Masker noise suppression system, ESM MEL UAA2 or UAF on the RO6 with intercept. ECM EMI Type 675-2 jammer. Radars Air Search Type 1022 operating in the D-band with a range of 145 nautical miles. Surface Search Type 992R on the RO7 or Type 90 or two 996s on the RO5 and RO6 operating in the E and F band. Come on, there we go. Navigation 2 Type 1006 on the R5 and RO7 or Type 1007 on the RO6 operating in the I band. Fire Control 2 Type 909s or 9091 on the RO6 operating in the I and J band. Sonars Type 2016 hull-mounted active search and attack. Fixed-wing aircraft 9 Sea Harrier FA2. Helicopters up to 9 Sea King HAS-6 and 3 Sea King AEW-2s. 3 are active, the Invincible, Illustrious, and Ark Royal. Worth noting, all of these, of course, have been decommissioned by now, being replaced with the Queen Elizabeth class carriers. Also want to note that the CVS hull classification here that they assigned to it is for anti-submarine aircraft carrier. Here we can see one underway. And here is the 3D model. Type 42 Guided Missile Destroyer, publication Jane's Fighting Ships, section Destroyers, country United Kingdom. Title Type 42 class Guided Missile Destroyer, specifications displacement 4,100 tons full load, length 412 feet, beam 47 feet, draught 19 feet including screws, speed 29 knots, range 4,000 nautical miles at 18 knots, complement 253 of which 24 are officers, accommodation for 312. Main machinery, combined gas or gas, 2R Olympus TM38 gas turbines producing 50,000 horsepower at 37.3 megawatts sustained, 2 RR type RM1C gas turbines for cruising, producing 9,900 horsepower at 7.4 megawatts sustained, powering 2 shafts with CP props. Armament electronics, missiles, SAM, Sea Dart twin launcher, radar, semi-active radar guidance at 21.5 nautical miles at Mach 2, 22 missiles carried with a limited anti-ship capability. Guns, come on. One 4.5-inch, 114mm 55 caliber Mark 8 gun with up to 55 degrees elevation, firing at 25 rounds per minute to 11.9 nautical miles in the anti-surface roll. 6 kilometers or 3.3 nautical miles in the anti-aircraft roll. 2 or 4 20mm GAM B01 guns with up to 55 degrees elevation, firing at 1,000 rounds per minute to 2 kilometers. 2 20mm Mark 7A, and those with only 2 GAM B01s, with up to 50 degrees elevation, firing at 800 rounds per minute to 2 kilometers. 2 20mm Vulcan Phalanx Mark 15s with 6 barrels per mount, firing at 3,000 rounds per minute combined to 1.5 kilometers. Torpedoes, 6 324mm STWS Mark III tubes in 2 triple sets. Countermeasures, decoys, outfit DLB, 4 CNAT 130mm, 102mm 6-barrel launchers. Type 182 towed torpedo decoy, ESM and ECM, UAA2 for intercept, Type 670 Batch 1, Type 675-2 Batch 2 for jamming. Radars, Air Search, Type 1022, operating in the D-band, range 265 kilometers or 145 nautical miles. Air and Surface Search, Type 996, operating in the E and F band. Navigation, Type 1006 or Type 1007, operating in the I band. Fire Control, 2 Type 909s or 9091s, operating in the I and J bands. Sonars, Type 2050 or Type 2016, hull-mounted active search and attack. Type 162M, hull-mounted bottom classification, 50 kilohertz. Helicopters, 1 Lynx HMA 3/8. 12 are active. The Birmingham, the Newcastle, the Glasgow, the Cardiff, the Exeter, the Southampton, Nottingham, Liverpool, Manchester, Gloucester, Edinburgh, and York. Here we can see a picture of one. Note the very distinctive radar enclosures there. Oh, that is not at all what I wanted. Here is the 3D model. Alright, moving on to the Duke-class guided missile frigate, publication Jane's Fighting Ships, section Frigates, Country, United Kingdom, titled Duke-class, type 23 FFG, specifications, displacement 4,200 tons, full load, length 436.2 feet, beam 52.8 feet, draught 18 feet including screws, 24 feet including sonar, speed 28 knots, 15 knots on diesel electric, range 7,800 miles at 15 knots. Complement 174, which 12 are officers. Accommodation for up to 185, including, or in addition to 16 officers. Main machinery combined diesel. I don't know what the leg is actually. Gas, something gas. But COD leg. Okay, 2 RR Spey SM1A in frigates 229 through 236 or SM1Cs. Frigate 237 onwards. Gas turbines producing 31,000 horsepower, 23.2 megawatts. Sustain. 4 Paxman 12 CM diesels producing 8,100 horsepower, 6 megawatts. 2 GEC motors, 4,000 horsepower, 3 megawatts, powering 2 shafts. Oh, you know what? It's combined diesel, electric, and gas, I think. So that's what, I think that's what it's saying. Alright, armament and electronics. Missiles, SSM, 8 harpoons and 2 quad pack launchers. Active radar homing to 70 nautical miles at Mach 0.9, 4 normally carried. SAM, Seawolf GWS 26 Mod 1 VLS, command line of sight. Radar TV tracking to 3.3 nautical miles at Mach 2.5, 32 canisters. Guns, one 4.5 inch 114 millimeter 55 caliber Mark 8 gun with up to 55 degrees elevation, firing at 25 rounds per minute to 11.9 nautical miles in the anti-surface roll and 3.3 nautical miles in the anti-aircraft roll. Two 30mm 75 caliber Mark 1s with up to 80 degrees elevation, firing at 650 rounds per minute to 5.4 nautical miles in the anti-surface roll or 1.6 nautical miles in the anti-aircraft roll. Torpedoes, 4 Kragmarine 324mm tubes in 2 fixed twin sets, firing the Stingray torpedo with active passive foaming to 5.9 nautical miles at 45 knots, engaging at depths down to 2,460 feet. Automatic reloads in up to 9 minutes. Countermeasures, decoys, outfit DLB, 4 CNAT 6-barrel 130mm 102mm launchers, Type 182 towed torpedo decoy, ESM, the Recall UAF-1 Cutlass for intercept, ECM, Type 675-2 or Recall Scorpion for jamming, radars, air and surface search, Type 966I, 3D radar operating in the E and F bands, navigation, Type 1007, operating in the I band, fire control, 2 Type 911s, operating in the I and Q bands, IFF, 1010 and 1011, sonars, Type 2050 bow-mounted active search and attack, Type 2031Z towed array passive search, helicopters, 1 length HMA 3/8 or 1 EH-101 Merlin HAS-1, 16 are active. The Norfolk, the Argyll, the Lancaster, the Marlborough, Iron Duke, Monmouth, Montrose, Westminster, Northumberland, Richmond, the Somerset, the Grafton, the Sutherland, the Kent, the St. Albans, and the Portland. God damn it, I did it again. I am not having a good day. Here we can see a picture of one underway, and there you can see the VLS system for the SAMs there and the harpoon launchers. And here is the 3D model. Next up, we have the Broadsword Guided Missile Frigate, publication Jane's Fighting Ships, section Frigates, country Brazil and United Kingdom, title Broadsword Class Type 22 FFG, specifications displacement 4,400 tons full load batch 1, 4,800 tons full load batch 2, length 430 feet batch 1, 450.5 feet for frigates 92 and 93, 480.5 feet for frigates 94 through 96. Beam 48.5 feet, draught 19.9 feet, including screws with batch 1, 21 feet for frigates 92 through 98, which I presume encompass batch 2. Speed 30 knots, 18 knots in tines. Range 4,500 nautical miles at 18 knots in tines. Complement 222, of which 17 are officers, plus 65 officers under training in batch 1. 273, of which 30 are officers, or plus 30 officers, with accommodation for 296 in batch 2. Main machinery, combined gas or gas, 2 RR Olympus TM38 gas turbines producing 50,000 horsepower or 37.3 megawatts sustained, or 2 RR Spey SM1Cs in F94, 44,000 horsepower, 32.8 megawatts sustained, 2 RR Tide RM1C gas turbines producing 9,900 horsepower or 7.4 megawatts sustained, powering 2 shafts with CP props. Armament and electronics, missiles, SSM, 4 MM38 Exocets with inertial cruise and active radar homing to 23 nautical miles at Mach 0.9 and sea skimming capabilities. SAM, 2 6-barreled Seawolf GWS 25 Mod 0 or Mod 4, except in frigates 94, 95, 96, and 98. Command line of sight with TV and radar tracking to 2.7 nautical miles at Mach 2 plus, 32 rounds carried, being upgraded to the Mod 4 with improved radar and optronics in frigates 92 and 93. 2 Seawolf GWS 25 Mod 3 in frigates 94, 95, 96, and 98. Has a Type 911 tracker with a second radar channel instead of TV. Guns, 4 GCM A03 30mm 75 caliber guns and 2 twin mountings with up to 80 degrees elevation, firing at 650 rounds per minute to 15.5 nautical miles. 2 20mm GAM B01 guns with up to 55 degrees elevation, firing at 1,000 rounds per minute to 2 kilometers. Torpedoes, 6 324mm Plessey STWS Mark II tubes in 2 triple sets, firing the Marconi Stingray torpedo with active passive homing to 5.9 nautical miles at 45 knots. Countermeasures, decoys, outfit DLB, 4 CNAT 130mm, 102mm 6-barreled fixed launchers, Type 182 towed torpedo decoy, ES7 ECM, MEL UAA2 for intercept, Type 670 for jamming. Radars, air and surface search, Type 967, 960A, or the Type 967M in Frigate 94, operating in the D&E bands. Navigation, Type 1006 or Type 1007, operating in the I band. Fire control, 2 Type 911 or Type 910 in Mod serial ships, operating in the I and Q bands for Seawolf. Sonars, Type 2016 or Type 2050 hull-mounted search and attack, Type 2031Z in Batch 2 only, towed array with passive search. Helicopters, 2 Lynx HMA 3/8 in all, or 1 Sea King HAS 5 or EH-101 Merlin Haas 1 in due course for frigates 94, 95, 96, and 98. Brazil is 4 active, the Greenhall, the Dodsworth, the Basile, and the Rainmaker. UK is 10 active, the Boxer, Beaver, Brave, London, Sheffield, Coventry, Cornwall, Cumberland, Campbelltown, and Chatham. Here we can see a picture of one underway with its embarked Sea Lynx helicopter. And here is the 3D model. Fearless LPD, Publication Jane's Fighting Ships, Section Amphibious Forces, Country United Kingdom, Title Fearless Class LPD, Specifications, Displacement 12,120 tons, full load 16,950 tons, dock flooded. Length 520 feet, beam 80 feet, draught 20.5 feet or 32 feet flooded, speed 21 knots, range 5,000 nautical miles at 20 knots, complement 550, of which 50 are officer or plus 50 officers. Or is it including 50 officers? I don't even know anymore. We'll say including 50 officers. I am discombobulated today, and I apologize for that. Plus 22, including 3 officers for the air group. Plus 88, including 3 officers for the Royal Marines. Main machinery, 2 Babcock and Wilcox boilers, operating at 550 psi or 36 38.66 kilograms per centimeter squared, at temperatures of 850 degrees Fahrenheit or 454 degrees Celsius, powering 2 English electric turbines, producing 22,000 horsepower or 16.4 megawatts, powering 2 shafts. Military lift 380 to 400 troops, overload 1,000 troops, 15 main battle tanks, 7 3-ton trucks, 20 quarter-ton trucks, specimen load. Landing craft 4 LCU Mark 9 in the dock and 4 LCVP Mark III on davits. Armament electronic guns, 2 20mm Mark 15 Vulcan Phalanx with 6 barrels per launcher, firing at 3,000 rounds per minute to 1.5 kilometers. 4 30mm 75 caliber GCM A03 and 2 twin mountings on L11 with up to 80 degrees elevation, firing at 650 rounds per minute to 5.4 nautical miles in the anti-surface roll, 1.6 nautical miles in the anti-aircraft roll. 2 20mm GAM B01 guns with 55 degrees elevation, firing at 1,000 rounds per minute to 2 kilometers. Countermeasures, decoys, outfit DLB, 4 CNET 130mm, 102mm 6-barreled fixed launchers. ESM, mentor array for radar warning, radar surface search, type 994 operating in the E and F band, navigation type 1006 operating in the I band, helicopters platform for up to 4 Sea King HC4s, 2 are active, the Fearless and the Intrepid. Here we can see one underway. And here is the 3D model. Sandown MHC. Publication Jane's Fighting Ships, Section Mine Warfare Forces, Country United Kingdom, Title Sandown Class Mine Hunters, MHC and SRMH. Specifications, displacement 484 tons full load, length 172.2 feet, beam 34.4 feet, draught 7.5 feet, speed 13 knots on diesels, 6.5 knots on electric drive, range 3,000 nautical miles at 12 knots, complement 34, which 5 are officers plus 6 spare berths. Main machinery, 2 Paxman Valenta 6 RP200E diesels producing 1,500 horsepower, 1.12 megawatts sustained. Voith Schneider propulsion and 2 shuttle bow thrusters. Armament electronics, guns, 1 30mm 75 caliber DS-30B with up to 65 degrees elevation, firing at 650 rounds per minute to 5.4 nautical miles in the anti-surface roll, or 1.6 nautical miles in the anti-aircraft roll. Countermeasures, MCM, ECA Mine Disposal System, 2 PAP 104 Mark V, or RCMDS-2. Decoys, outfit DLK, 2 Barricade, fitted for deployment. Radars, navigation type 1007, operating the I-band. Sonars, type 2093, variable depth sonar with VLF and VHF multifunction with 5 arrays. And mine search and classification capability. 12 are active, the Sandown, the Iverness, the Cromer, the Walney, the Bridgeport, the Penzance, the Pembroke, the Grimspeed, the Bangor, the Ramsey, the Blythe, and the Shoreham. Here we can see a picture of one underway. And here is the 3D model. Hunt MSC, publication Jane's Fighting Ships, Section Mine Warfare Forces, Country United Kingdom, Title Hunt Class, Minesweepers and Mine Hunters, Coastal, MSC and MHC. Specifications, displacement 750 tons full load, length 497 feet, beam 32.8 feet, draught 9.5 feet, keel 11.2 feet including screws, speed 15 knots on diesels, 8 knots on hydraulic drive, range 1,500 nautical miles at 12 knots, complement 45 of which 5 are officers. Oh, come on. Main machinery, 2 Ruston Paxman 959K Deltic diesels producing 1,900 horsepower, 1.42 megawatts, 1 Deltic Type 955B diesel for pulse generator and auxiliary drive, 780 horsepower, 582 kilowatts, 2 shafts, and a bow thruster. Armament electronics, guns, 1 DES MSI DS-30B 30mm 75 caliber gun with up to 65 degrees elevation, firing at 650 rounds per minute to 5.4 nautical miles in the anti-surface roll or 1.6 nautical miles in the anti-aircraft roll. Replace Bofors 40mm. Two 20mm GAM CO1 enhancement, 55 degrees elevation, firing at 900 rounds per minute to 2 kilometers, and two 7.62 machine guns. Countermeasures: MCM, two PAP 104-105 remotely controlled submersibles, MS-14 magnetic loop, Sperry M55A Mark I towed acoustic generator, and conventional Mark 8 ROP-C sweeps. Decoys: Outfit DLK, two Barricade Mark IIIs, 6 sets of triple barrels per mounting, two Irvin Replica RF passive decoys. ESM: Mel Matilda UAR-1 Marconi Mentor A and some. Radars: navigation type 1006 or 1007 operating in the I-band. Sonars: Plessey 193M Mod 1 hull-mounted mine-hunting Millcross mine avoidance sonar, hull-mounted active, type 2059 to track PAP 104-105. 13 are active: the Brecon, Ledbury, Catastock, Cottesmore, Brocklesby, Middleton, Dulverton, Bicester, Chiddingfold, Atherstone, Herworth, Berkeley, and the Quorn. Here we can see a nice color photo of one. And here is the 3D model. Fort Victoria AOR, publication Jane's Fighting Ships, section Fleet Replenishment Ships, Country United Kingdom, title Fort Victoria class Fleet Replenishment Ship AOR. Specifications: displacement 32,300 tons full load, length 667.7 feet, beam 99.7 feet, draught 32 feet, speed 20 knots, complement 95, of which 24 are officers, RFA Royal Fleet Auxiliary, plus 28 crew and 1 officer from the Royal Navy, plus 154 air crew, including 28 officers. Main machinery: 2 Crosley's SCMT peel stick 16 PC 2.6 V400 diesels, producing 23,904 horsepower or 17.57 megawatts sustained, powering 2 shafts. Cargo capacity: 12,505 cubic meters of liquids, 6,234 cubic meters of solids. Armament electronics: guns, 4 30mm 75 caliber Mark 1s and 2 30mm Goalkeepers or Phalanx may be fitted in due course. Countermeasures: decoys, 4 shields or 4 6-barreled 130mm 102mm launchers. Type 182 towed torpedo decoy. ESM UAG Mentor intercept. Radars: air search type 996 3D radar operating in the E and F band can be fitted. Navigation type 1007 operating in the I band. Aircraft control: nucleus operating in the I band. Helicopters: 5 Sea King Merlin helicopters. 2 are active: Fort Victoria and Fort George. So here we can see a picture of one. Looks like she's at rest in a harbor. And here we can see the 3D model. And she's got quite the extensive hangar for a supply ship. Aircraft: FA-2 Sea Harrier, publication Jane's Aircraft Upgrades, section Aircraft Fixed Wing Military, country India and United Kingdom. Title Sea Harrier, RN designations FA Mark II. Type V-STOL fighter, reconnaissance, and strike aircraft. Specifications: power plant: 1 Rolls-Royce Pegasus Mark 103 or navalized Mark 104 vector thrust turbofan producing 95.6 kilonewtons or 21,500 pounds force. Length: 46 feet 6 inches. Height: 11 feet 10 inches. Wingspan: 25 feet 3 inches. Max takeoff weight: 26,200 pounds. Max wing load: 430.28 pounds per square foot. Max level speed above 640 knots at low altitude. G limits: plus 7.8, minus 4.2. Attack radius: 250 nautical miles. Armament: missiles, provisions for various configurations of AIM-9L Sidewinder, Sea Eagle or Harpoon type. AIM-120 AMRAAMs, alarm anti-radiation missile, may replace AIM-120. Guns: no built-in armament, able to carry 30mm gun pods, bombs, rockets, and flares. Here we can see a picture of one. And here is the 3D model. Mark II Tornado, publication Jane's Fighting Ships, section Land-Based Maritime Aircraft, country Germany and UK, also Italy. Maybe not this specific model, the Tornado, but I do know Italy operated them. Title Tornado IDS Germany, Mark II Tornado UK. Role Swing Wing Strike and Recon, shore base for fleet air defense, and anti-surface vessel strike. Specifications: operational speed Mach 2.2, service ceiling 80,000 feet, range 1,500 nautical miles. Armament electronics, weapons, ASV, 4 Cormoran 2 missiles, air defense, 2 27mm cannons, and 4 AIM-9L Sidewinders. Sensors: Texas Instruments Nav Attack System, MBB Alina Multi-Sensor Reiki Pod. I'm pretty sure they had longer range missiles than the Sidewinder, but as I know, the Italians had like an evolution of the Sparrow missile that they probably could have been equipped with. And here is the 3D model. E3 Sentry, publication Jane's Aircraft Upgrades, section Aircraft Fixed Wing Military, country United Kingdom, title E3D Sentry AEW Mark 1. Type mobile, flexible, survivable, jamming resistant, high capacity radar station and command, control, and communication center. Airborne warning and control system, AWACS. Specifications: power plant, 4 TF-33 Pratt Whitney 100/108 turbofans, each rated at 93.4 kilonewtons or 21,000 pounds thrust. Length 152 feet 11 inches, height 41 feet 9 inches, wingspan 145 feet 9 inches, max takeoff weight 332,500 pounds, max level speed 460 knots, service ceiling over 29,000 feet, endurance on station 6 hours at 870 nautical miles from base. Avionics: AN APY-2 surveillance radar, IFF and TATL-C antenna, and radomes. Here we can see a picture of one in flight. Or at least I presume it's in flight. It's kind of hard to tell given the compression noise on the background. And here is the 3D model. MR2 Nimrod, publication Jane's Aircraft Upgrades, section Aircraft Fixed Wing Military, country United Kingdom, title Bay HS Nimrod, Nimrod MR Mark II. Type 4 turbofan maritime patrol aircraft. Specifications: power plant, 4 Rolls-Royce RB16820 Spey Mark 250 turbofans, each rated at 54 kilonewtons or 12,140 pounds force. Reverse thrust fitted on 2 outer engines. Length 129 feet 1 inch, height 29 feet 8.5 inches, wingspan 114 feet 10 inches, max takeoff weight 192,000 pounds, max speed 500 knots, service ceiling for 42,000 feet. Typical endurance 12 hours. Accommodation normal crew of 12. Armament electronics, weapons, Sidewinder and Harpoon missiles can carry bombs and Stingray torpedoes. Sensors: advanced search radar, acoustic processing system, early warning support measure, EWSM. Here we can see a picture of one underway. And here is the 3D model. HAS-56 Sea King, publication Jane's Fighting Ships, section Shipboard Aircraft, country United Kingdom, title Sea King HAS-5/6. Role: embarked in shore-based medium ASW helicopters. Specifications: operational speed 112 knots, service ceiling 10,000 feet, range 500 nautical miles. Armament electronics, weapons, ASW 4 Stingray torpedoes or Mark 11 depth bombs. Sensors: Sea Searcher radar, Orange Crop ESM, Ferranti 2069 on the HAS-6, replacing the Type 195M dipping sonar, combined sonar processor AQS 902G-DS Mark 6, replacing the 902C. Here we can see a picture of one in flight. And here is the 3D model. HAS 3/HMA 8 links publication Jane's Fighting Ships section shipborne aircraft country United Kingdom title links HMA 3/8 role primarily anti-surface helicopter with short-range ASW capability embarked in all modern Royal Navy escorts. Specifications: operational speed 120 knots, service ceiling 10,000 feet, range 320 nautical miles at or 593 kilometers. Weapon wow. I am armament and electronics. Weapons: ASW 2 Stingray torpedoes or Mark 11 depth bombs. Anti-surface vessel 4 Sea Skua missiles and 2 12.7mm machine gun pods. Sensors: Sea Spray Mark 1 radar, recall GPS, orange crop ESM, and chaff and flare dispenser. So here we can see a picture of one in flight. Notice the surface search radar there, and I think that might be a FLIR turret up front. And here is the 3D model. AW2/7 Sea King publication Jane's Fighting Ships section shipborne aircraft country United Kingdom title Sea King AW2/7 role primarily used for airborne early warning or organic to the fleet with electronic warfare, surface search, and over-the-horizon targeting secondary roles. Specifications: operational speed 110 knots, service ceiling 10,000 feet, range 660 nautical miles. Armament and electronics: weapons unarmed, sensors, search water AEW radar, recall MIR-2 Orange Crop being replaced by Orange Reaper ESM, Jubilee Guardsman IFF Mark II, Link 16 to be fitted from 1997. Here we can see a picture of 2 in flight. Notice the oversized radar that they carry for their airborne early warning role. And here is the 3D model. It must retract or something in order to let the helicopter land. All right, and that is the UK platforms. Next week we will start the US platforms, which I've decided I'm going to break down into, the submarine classes, the aircraft carriers, the major surface combatants, the auxiliaries, of which the amphibious warfare ships other than the Wasp will fall into, and then the aircraft. So it'll be a long one, but we are making progress in the database. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.